What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Dan Cave, and today on Mirrorverse 101, we're going to be looking at dailies. What do you need to do inside the game each day, and what that's going to look like for you. Now, I know a lot of you guys are already in the beta program, or you're getting ready for global launch next week, so I wanted to kind of break down really easily what you need to do every day. What are those important aspects to look at to make sure that you're doing, and, well, help you out with your journey in the Mirrorverse. But before we jump into that, make sure you hit that sub button because we are closing in on 1,000 subs. And of course, we've got that giveaway going on once we reach that mark, but we've already crossed 900. So again, big thank you and appreciation to all you guys who have already subbed, and make sure that you hit that bell button so that you will get the notifications as these new videos come out. And we will be releasing a lot of content as we get close to global as well as after global. And while you're at it, leave a comment below. Let me know what maybe drew you to this game or has you intrigued on actually playing it at global launch. But with that being said, guys, let's just get into it. All right, so now that we're in the Mirrorverse, let's talk about your dailies. I'm gonna break these down into 3 different categories. First one, your dailies, things you need to be doing every day in Mirrorverse. That way you get all your free stuff. Number 2, your alliance dailies. So the things you need to be doing for your alliance, that way you can push forward everybody else that's around you and make sure that, well, you don't get yelled at for not doing them. Number 3. Now the third one is really the most important. These are the things you need to do in check-ins and different things around the game that's going to benefit your account and your play experience just by doing these every 2-3 hours within the game. All right, so let's start with your dailies. So if I go over to the little number that's up in the top right, you are going to see your dailies. And so when it comes to your dailies, it's pretty easy. You need to do 6 of them. Now you're going to have several more than 6, but as long as you can do 6, you're going to get 10 free orbs. Pretty easy. And most of these are pretty easy, and you're going to do these every day anyway. If we just kind of look through some of these, you can see working together, claim a milestone for an alliance mission. So again, just do an alliance mission, you get one right there. Pretty easy. Use 3 crystals. We're going to talk about this in just a little bit, but your time crystals every day, they're going to cover that. No worries. Use 25 specials. Now this one, I'm going to admit, can be a little bit harder some days if you're just doing your auto plays and things like that for moat farming, but as long as you're actually playing the game, maybe it's dungeons, towers, things like that, this one is also going to be pretty easy to hit. Next up, Stellar Start. Complete 5 story or event encounters. Now this one is one of those that usually is pretty hard to hit. So again, when we have a brand new event, something like that, you're probably gonna hit this, but this can be one of those that you don't worry about, but it is 100 extra gold if you want it each day. Complete a floor of the dungeon. Some days you may not do your dungeons, but you are gonna have dungeon energy every single day. So whether you save that all for one day or do that on, each day, this one as well can be pretty easy to hit. Claim or buy 3 items from the bazaar. Super easy to do. Again, we'll talk about that in just a minute, but that one is a gimme every single day. Level up a guardian. For the most part, you can do this. The last one is just complete 5 supply runs. So this is doing your moat farming, things like that. They can be autoed, super easy. So getting 6 of these a day, it's pretty easy to do, and getting your orbs, it just depends on which ones you'd want to do. And of course you can do more than 6. You can do them all if you want to do them all, but make sure you're doing at least those 6 just to get your free orb every day at reset. All right. So next up is alliances. So if we click down here at the bottom left on the alliances, you're going to see that we have missions right here at the top. Now there's 4 different types of missions here, and they're really broken down between 2 and 2. So if I scroll over to these 2 over here, you got your daily tank mission. I know this one a little bit harder to see, which is your daily crystal mission, but essentially those are just making sure that you are playing the game, doing your thing. So if I click in there, you can see what's going to happen. We're getting laurels. You can see your milestones, and some of these are just going to be easy to get, whether it's doing non-dungeon encounters like this one, so any towers, events, things like that, or if we go over to your crystal mission, this one is just opening crystals. So this is going to be based on your alliance, and depending on your particular alliance, they may or may not set goals for each of these areas. So just be aware when you're looking for an alliance what they really want you to be doing. Now the other 2 are pretty easy. So we've got weekly stellar journey. You can see we're getting laurels in all of this, and we can see the ranks, and we can see exactly what you need to do in there. So get your milestones, spend energy, rank up guardians. Pretty easy to hit these milestones. Just need to understand what your alliance is wanting you to do and how much you need to contribute to each of these. And lastly is the delve together. Now this, I believe, is one of the more important ones that alliances are looking at, which is actually doing the dungeons. Now these are weekly based, so they're not daily based, they are weekly. So you want to make sure that you are completing your dungeons, because this is the one that most alliances are going to hold their members to make sure you're doing, because there is pretty good rewards around this. And I know we're not digging into the shop on this particular video, but those lures are going to help you out, one, to get Goofy and Donald, but also you can get a lot of your white gems. So whether it's your gems or moats or things like that, you can use this currency to really help you in that area. All right, so coming out of Alliance, we've really got your dailies, your other dailies. So not the ones that are missions that you need to do, but the things you need to be doing daily and throughout the day. So I'm going to start with the store down here, because this is where you can get some free stuff as well as some pretty good deals on a couple different areas. So if I scroll down, we've got the bazaar, and we already saw that come through in one of our missions. So we needed to buy a couple items. Well, every couple hours, this is going to refresh and you can get some free items. So right here, I've got 250 gold. It's free. Grab that gold, and then you can look through here to see if there's anything else you may want to purchase. Now there's a few good deals in here, whether it's the energy potions that'll be times 10. So again, the higher the energy potion number is, the better of a deal it's giving you. So the ones that say, you know, minor or major energy times 10, they are worth it if you want to spend in there, whether it's the gold or the orbs. Another one, which is a little hard to see if I move out of the way, there we go. I move out of the way, we've got the tier 2 topaz for 9,000 gold. Now I like to make sure that I'm picking these things up every now and then when I get low. So if I'm 5 or under, because I don't really spend my gold in a lot of different areas, I do try to pick those up to make sure I stay at 5 or above. It really helps when you're trying to rank up those guardians and you forget that you don't quite have those tier 2 gems. So I'm not saying always buy them, but it is a pretty good deal when it comes down to gold within the bazaar. Now, once you've seen everything you like on this page, you usually always have a refresh. So you can see we've got a free refresh. I'm gonna hit that free refresh, and now we get a whole new set of stuff that we can buy. So we've got the free potion. We're gonna grab that. And that is good. You can also see down here in the bottom right, we also have one of those T2 emeralds. So I've got 2 here, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up one more. Again, as I'm leveling up my different support guardians, which there's a lot of really good support guardians, I like to go ahead and pick those up and make sure that I have those just in case it rolls around. Now you can see I've got a sapphire right over there, and I'm not necessarily going to pick that one up because it's orbs. I like to save my orbs, but when it comes to gold, I've got a pretty decent amount of gold kind of stocked up. Now that does go away when you start to do skills and stats and things like that with your guardians, but it is something you can kind of use, you know, sparingly throughout there. The other thing you need to be doing is your time crystals. So we talked about another mission being around opening crystals. Well, there's several different ways that you can handle these time crystals. You've got the 2 hours, the 4 hours, the 8 hours, or the 12 hours. So if you do a couple 2 hours throughout the day when you're checking into the game, that's going to hit that 3 crystals pretty easy. Or maybe when you go to bed, you hit that 8 hours or that 12 hours, and you can just kind of let that run throughout the night. So again, free stuff. Make sure you're doing that, because yeah, it's just going to help you. Lastly, we got the calendars. So if you think about those things you need to be doing every single day, you've got free stuff coming from the calendar, so you need to check that out. Whether it is just your normal June calendar like we have here, or occasionally we have random calendars popping up. You can see right now we have that final countdown, putting the countdown to global launch with some free stuff coming in there. But these come out pretty often, so you just want to make sure that every day you're clicking that button to get the item, because if you missed it that day, well, you're going to lose out on a day of the calendar. And usually the last day of the calendar actually has the best items. So you want to make sure every day you are clicking those items to get that stuff. So those are really the big things you want to do on the daily. Now, again, there's going to be things like dungeons, towers, events, all kind of areas where you need to be going in the game and playing, whether it's that or even moat farming on your characters. But I wanted to make sure you guys understood what the actual day-to-day looks like. When it comes to those different events and things like that, you do have energy. It does refill over time. And once you get up to a certain level, it does cap out currently at 100 energy. So if you're not using that 100 energy, you're not getting any more. So that's another one of those things where you need to be logging in at least twice a day to make sure that you're using that energy so you can get more energy throughout the day. All right, guys, so I hope that helps you understand what the dailies are and what you're going to be doing each day within the Mirrorverse. And if you have any questions or anything like that, make sure to let me know in the comments and I can do deeper dives on them. Also, if you like this content and you want to see it live, we do stream this on Twitch every Monday and Wednesday, and we will be doing a giant stream all day long over on Twitch during the global launch, and the descriptions can be found below. And if you're just getting into the Mirrorverse, make sure you check out the other episodes of Mirrorverse 101 to understand all the different aspects of the game. Until next time, guys, y'all take it easy.